I remember the day my 6-year-old great-granddaughter climbed onto my lap for our weekly story time. She looked up at me with those innocent blue eyes, placed her tiny hand on my cheek, and asked, "Grandpa, why do you have all those brown spots? Are you dirty?" The room went silent. My daughter-in-law gasped, but I just smiled. Children speak the truth, don't they? Later that evening, I caught myself avoiding the mirror while washing my hands, something I realized I'd been doing for months. Those spots on my hands, my face, my arms, they weren't just marks, they were daily reminders that time was passing. Perhaps you've had a moment like this, a grandchild's innocent question, a glance in the mirror that makes you turn away, or maybe you've started wearing long sleeves even in summer. If you've ever found yourself hiding your hands under the table at lunch with friends, or declining to be in family photos, I understand, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be this way. My name is Dr. Harold Miller. I'm 91 years old, and yes, I'm still practicing medicine. For over 6 decades, I've specialized in geriatric dermatology, that's skin care for aging folks like us. I've taught at medical schools, published in journals, but most importantly, I've treated thousands of patients just like you. Patients who come to my office, often hesitant to even roll up their sleeves. But what makes me different from those young doctors you might see? I'm living this journey alongside you. Every morning I look in the mirror and see the same changes you do. The difference is, I understand exactly what's happening beneath the surface of our skin and what really works to restore it without expensive treatments or risky procedures. Those brown spots, age spots, liver spots, solar lentigines, if we're being technical, they're more than cosmetic concerns. They represent something deeper for many of us. I've had patients who tell me they no longer hold hands with their spouse because they're embarrassed. A 78-year-old woman once told me through tears that she stopped volunteering to read to children at the library because a child asked if her spots were contagious. Another gentleman, a former pianist, said he declined a request to play at his grandson's wedding because he didn't want hundreds of eyes on his spotted hands. These aren't vanity concerns. They're about dignity, connection, and continuing to live fully. And what makes it worse? When you finally work up the courage to ask for help, what happens? You're rushed through a 7-minute appointment with a dermatologist who barely looks up from their computer. They hand you a prescription for an expensive cream that insurance barely covers, or worse, suggest laser treatments that cost thousands. And when you express concern about the cost, they make you feel like you're being frivolous, as if wanting to recognize your own hands again is some luxury. One of my patients, Martha, was actually told by a young dermatologist, "Well, at your age, this is just something you'll have to accept." She was only 67. I've been practicing medicine twice as long as that doctor had been alive, and I can tell you that's simply not true. Here's what nobody tells you about these age spots, and it might surprise you. These dark patches aren't actually caused by aging itself. They're not inevitable. They're primarily caused by decades of sun exposure. Yes, even from those summers long ago when we didn't know any better about sunscreen. But here's the critical part that those quick-visit dermatologists don't explain. Your skin actually has a remarkable ability to regenerate and heal, even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s. The difference is that our skin's natural renewal cycle slows down from about 28 days when we were young to 45, 60 days now. Our bodies are still trying to shed those darkened cells, but they need a little extra help and time. The second misunderstood factor is that age spots aren't just on the surface. They involve deeper layers of the skin, where melanin, the pigment that gives color to our skin, is overproduced as a protective response. This happens because over time the structure of our skin changes. The epidermis thins, we produce less collagen, and our oil glands reduce production by up to 60% by age 70. All this makes our skin more vulnerable and less efficient at repairing sun damage. But, and this is crucial, the cells responsible still respond to the right signals. They can still be regulated with the right approaches. It's not about scrubbing away or burning off the spots with harsh treatments. It's about speaking to your skin cells in a language they understand, using ingredients that trigger your body's own healing mechanisms. Now, I know why you're watching this video. You're looking for solutions that actually work. And I promise, I'm about to share with you 3 powerful natural remedies that have helped hundreds of my patients. Remedies you can make right in your kitchen that cost pennies compared to prescription treatments. But before I do, I want you to understand something important. These aren't quick fixes or miracle cures. These are scientifically sound approaches that work with your body's natural processes, which means they take a little time, usually about 7 to 14 days before you start seeing changes, and 4 to 6 weeks for significant results. But unlike those expensive treatments that work temporarily and then leave you right back where you started, these methods help your skin heal itself in a lasting way. In fact, I'm going to share with you the exact protocol I personally use to fade the age spots on my own hands, the same protocol that had my great-granddaughter patting my cheek just last month and saying, "Grandpa, your skin feels nice again." No more questions about dirt, just connection. And that's what this is really about, isn't it? Not vanity, but being present, being confident, being ourselves without distraction or shame. So let's get started on these 3 simple, powerful remedies that you can begin using tonight. The first remedy, and this might surprise you, uses simple apple cider vinegar. Now, not the filtered, clear kind you might use for cleaning. You want the unfiltered, organic variety with what's called the mother, those cloudy strands you see floating in the bottle. This type contains natural alpha-hydroxy acids and acetic acid that gently exfoliate the skin, helping those pigmented cells shed more quickly. It also contains enzymes and beneficial bacteria that help restore your skin's natural pH balance. Here's exactly how to use it. Every evening after washing your face and hands with a gentle soap, pour 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into a small glass bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of filtered water to dilute it. Very important, as full-strength vinegar can be too acidic for our thinner, mature skin. Now here's a little tip from my years of practice. Instead of cotton balls, which can leave fibers behind, use the soft part of a clean washcloth. Fold it into a small square, dip it in the mixture, and gently press, don't rub, onto each age spot for about 10 seconds. Let it air dry completely, about 5 minutes, before applying your regular moisturizer. Now for those spots on your back or other hard-to-reach places, here's what I tell my patients. Take a clean spray bottle, one that's never contained chemicals, fill it with the same 1:1 vinegar and water mixture, and spray it on those areas. Or better yet, ask your spouse or a close friend to help apply it with a soft cloth. Making this a shared routine can actually turn a treatment into a moment of connection. The science behind why this works, the acetic acid in apple cider vinegar, is a mild chemical exfoliant that helps increase cell turnover in the epidermis, that outer layer of skin. For us seniors, this natural acid helps compensate for our slowed skin renewal cycle. Additionally, apple cider vinegar contains alpha-hydroxy acids similar to those in expensive skin treatments, but in a gentler form that's more appropriate for mature skin. These acids help dissolve the cellular glue that holds dead, pigmented cells to the skin's surface. The vinegar also helps restore your skin's protective acid mantle, which weakens as we age, making your skin better able to protect and heal itself. Our second remedy harnesses the power of vitamin C, not from expensive serums, but from simple lemon juice combined with honey. Vitamin C is one of nature's most powerful antioxidants and has been scientifically proven to inhibit melanin production. That's what causes the dark spots in the first place. Honey is a natural humectant, which means it draws moisture into the skin, and it also contains enzymes that help with gentle exfoliation. Here's how to prepare and apply this remedy. Cut a fresh lemon in half and squeeze 1 tablespoon of juice into a small non-metal bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of raw honey. It must be raw, not the processed kind in the bear-shaped bottle, because processing destroys the beneficial enzymes. Mix them together until well blended. Now, using your fingertips or the back of a clean teaspoon, which is perfect for those of us with a bit of arthritis, apply a thin layer directly to your age spots. Leave it on for 15-20 minutes, no longer, as the acidity can eventually irritate skin. Then rinse thoroughly with lukewarm water. Here's an important tip for my senior friends. Since lemons can make your skin more sensitive to sunlight, always apply this treatment at night. And the next day, be extra diligent about wearing a hat and using sunscreen SPF 30 or higher, even if you're just going to the mailbox. Remember, Those few minutes of sun exposure add up over time. For those of you with particularly sensitive skin or rosacea, which is common as we age, dilute the lemon juice with an equal amount of filtered water before mixing with honey. The treatment will take a bit longer to show results, but it will be gentler on your skin. The science here is fascinating. Lemon juice contains both vitamin C and citric acid. The vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that neutralizes the free radicals that contribute to skin aging and hyperpigmentation. It also inhibits tyrosinase, an enzyme necessary for melanin production. The citric acid acts as a mild exfoliant. Meanwhile, the honey contains gluconic acid, a mild alpha hydroxy acid, as well as enzymes that help break down dead skin cells. Honey also has antibacterial properties and helps keep the skin hydrated through the exfoliation process, critical for our drier, mature skin. Together, these ingredients address both the surface discoloration and the deeper processes that cause age spots to form. Our third remedy is what I call the green tea restoration mask, and it's particularly effective for larger areas with multiple age spots, like the backs of hands or forearms. Green tea is rich in polyphenols called catechins, particularly EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, which have been shown in research studies to have powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds help repair DNA damage from UV exposure, the primary cause of those age spots. To make this mask, you'll need 2 green tea bags, organic if possible, 1 tablespoon of rice flour, available in the baking section of most grocery stores or Asian markets, and enough filtered water to make a paste. Begin by steeping the 2 tea bags in 1/4 cup of hot water for 10 minutes, longer than you would for drinking tea, as we want to extract as many catechins as possible. Remove the tea bags, squeezing out all the liquid. Let the tea cool completely. Now in a small bowl, mix the rice flour with enough of the cooled green tea to form a smooth paste about the consistency of pancake batter. Apply this paste to the affected areas using the back of a wooden spoon or your fingers, whichever is more comfortable for your joints. Leave it on for 20 or 30 minutes until it's dry but not tight or uncomfortable. Then rinse with cool water, using gentle circular motions that provide a mild physical exfoliation as the mask is removed. For my patients with very dry skin, I recommend adding 1/4 teaspoon of almond oil to the mixture. And for those who find standing at the sink difficult, prepare this mask at your kitchen table. Then take a small container of water and a towel to your favorite chair for the rinse-off. The science behind this mask is multi-layered. The catechins in green tea have been shown to inhibit tyrosinase activity and reduce melanin production, directly addressing the cause of age spots. These compounds also neutralize free radicals and reduce inflammation, helping your skin recover from sun damage. The rice flour contains para-aminobenzoic acid, PABA, a natural sunscreen component, and also provides gentle physical exfoliation. This combination not only helps fade existing spots, but also protects against further damage. Additionally, green tea compounds have been shown to increase cell turnover, exactly what our aging skin needs to shed those pigmented cells more effectively. Now, let me tell you about 3 of my patients who used these exact remedies and the remarkable changes they experienced. First, there's Eleanor, 83, a former elementary school teacher. Eleanor had stopped volunteering at her church's nursery because she was self-conscious about the prominent age spots on her hands and forearms. The children might be scared, she told me, though we both knew children rarely notice such things. What Eleanor was really expressing was her own discomfort. After 6 weeks of using predominantly the apple cider vinegar treatment, Eleanor showed me her hands during a follow-up visit. The larger spots had faded significantly, and some of the smaller ones had disappeared entirely. But the real breakthrough came when she told me she'd resumed her volunteer work. "Last Sunday," she said with tears in her eyes, "a little girl held my hand during the entire service and afterward told me I had nice soft hands like her grandma. That meant everything to me, Harold." Then there's Robert, 79, a widower who had recently begun dating again after losing his wife of 52 years. Robert came to me because he was embarrassed about the age spots on his face, particularly around his temples and cheekbones. I feel like they're all anyone sees, he admitted. Robert was diligent with the lemon and honey treatment, applying it each evening. After about 8 weeks, the improvement was remarkable, not just in his skin, but in his confidence. I took my lady friend to dinner last week, he told me, and for the first time I didn't worry about sitting under the bright lights. I was just present with her. Robert later told me they're now planning a cruise together, something he wouldn't have considered before because of his skin concerns about being out in the sun. Finally, there's my dear friend Margaret, 88, who had been a professional pianist. Margaret had age spots so prominent on her hands that she refused to play at family gatherings anymore. A great loss, as music had always been how she connected with her family. Margaret used all 3 treatments in rotation and was particularly fond of the green tea mask. It feels like I'm doing something special for myself, she said. After about 3 months of consistent use, Margaret invited her family over for dinner and surprised them by playing their favorite songs after the meal. Her granddaughter recorded a video, and Margaret actually asked for a copy, something she would have refused before. I looked at my hands on the keys, she told me, and they looked like my hands again. Not perfect, not like when I was 20, but like me. These stories remind us that treating age spots isn't about vanity. It's about recognizing ourselves again. It's about participating fully in life without the distraction of self-consciousness. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. Your skin has been with you through every moment of your long and beautiful life. It has felt the sun on countless summer days, the touch of those you love, the work of your hands as you built your life. Those spots represent journeys taken and experiences had. There's no shame in them, but there's also no shame in wanting to fade them, in wanting to look in the mirror and see yourself as you feel inside. These remedies I've shared aren't about erasing your years. They're about helping your skin function as healthily as it can, at whatever age you are. Your skin still has the capacity to renew itself. It just needs a little more time, a little more care, and the right ingredients to support that process. I encourage you to try these remedies for just 7 days. That's all, 1 week. You may not see dramatic changes in that time, but you'll likely notice subtle improvements in your skin's texture and clarity. Within 4 to 6 weeks, you should see more significant fading of those age spots. But the most important change often happens much sooner. That moment when you stop avoiding the mirror and start seeing yourself again. Remember to be gentle with your skin and with yourself. Consistency matters more than intensity. These treatments work because they respect your skin's natural processes and give it what it needs to heal itself. Before I go, I want to ask you to do something important. Share this information with someone else who might be silently struggling with the same concerns. Perhaps a friend who started wearing only long sleeves, or a sibling who declines to be in photos. Many of us in our golden years were taught not to fuss about appearance, to accept the changes of aging without complaint. But there's a difference between accepting the passage of time and allowing a treatable condition to limit how fully we participate in life. If this video has helped you, please consider subscribing to this channel. Each week, I share simple, affordable solutions to the health and wellness concerns that matter to our generation, approaches that respect both your wallet and your wisdom. Remember, it's never too late to care for yourself, to feel comfortable, in your skin, to step fully into the light. Your family will notice the difference, but more importantly, so will you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next week, this is Dr. Harold Miller, wishing you health, confidence, and joy.